Hey, listen, at least I was driving Welcome to Seen Through Glass and welcome to Morocco for the Formula E. I'm here with Panasonic Jaguar Racing doing some presenting for them for their Facebook Lives, Recharge Live. I'll put some links below to the stuff that's already happened this weekend, but this is my first ever E-Prix and it's my first ever time in Morocco. And as you can imagine, spending a weekend with a Jaguar Racing team has got me thinking one thing: I need another Jaguar in my life. One thing I was not expecting to say this weekend, I'm bloody freezing. I thought Morocco was supposed to be a sunny holiday resort. I mean, fair enough, it is January, but it is now clouded over, it is windy, and I've got a big hoodie on, a Seen Through Glass hoodie, because yeah, it's super chilly. But anyway, look at this. I'm currently stood by the start-finish straight during a live practice session, and I'm talking to you almost with a whisper. This is for sure one of the weirdest parts about Formula E. The fact that there's not no noise, but there's obviously a lot less noise. If you watch Salamandra, you'll know that Farsha does an incredible electric car impression. It's like, and that's literally what the Formula E cars sound like. So there's definitely stuff going on, and it's still quite exhilarating. Well, he's getting a bit slow, but when they come past at full chat, or come out the pit lane, there goes one of the Jaguar boys now. TV definitely doesn't get across how sort of mechanically raw the cars are. But yeah, I'm still struggling to come out here and be like, oh yeah, cars are on track. Welcome to the Emotion Club. For some reason this weekend, Jaguar have made me a VIP, so I've come up here to essentially what is very similar to Formula One's Paddock Club. This is kind of like the VIP viewing area, hospitality area. There's amazing food selection, there are incredible chairs, there's music, and there's a fantastic view of the track. It is qualifying time. I think potentially the most exciting part of the actual race day, because this is when they get full power, all out craziness. What we're doing is broken up into different sections, and the 5 fastest times go into a shootout. So we're hoping, I think Mitch Evans has got a chance of getting in that top 5, but hopefully both him and Nelson will. Anyway, let's go to the garage. Okay, not exactly the result that we were all hoping for. I was so confident that Mitch might get into the sort of top 5 pole shootout, but it appears as though the track was getting a lot worse, a lot slipperier. There were 2 big crashes, a lot more visible dust, because obviously we're kind of near the desert here, so you get a lot of sand blowing onto the track. And yeah, ended up 7th and 8th, and actually Nelson was a little bit quicker than Mitch again, something I wasn't necessarily expecting, but it is really exciting. The 1 lap shootout qualifying is a freaking great formula. Anyway, headed back to Emotion because we are VIP. The sun has finally come out, which means that I might soon be able to take off some of these winter clothes, but I just wanted to be really honest and open and kind of recap on my first ever experience at a Formula E race, because I think like so many others, I'd kind of written off this series. I was interested in season 1. I watched a few of the races because there were big ex-F1 driver names and cool teams, and they were going to amazing cities for the races, but I just found it, I don't know, a little slow and a little dull, so I kind of gave up. But over the last 12 to 18 months, with the rate of development of the cars, I remember seeing a comparison at Formula E between a Season 1 car and a Season 4 car, I think around Brands Hatch. I was like, well they've improved. And with the big names that have been getting involved, especially like Jaguar Racing and all the other manufacturers, I've kind of been forced to start paying a bit more attention. And I'm aware that this weekend I'm having a very unique and quite spoiled experience working with Jaguar Racing and getting all the access that I've been getting. But it has blown all of my expectations, and I don't think this will ever compete with Formula 1, but as a sort of viable secondary option, something else to watch in the Formula 1 off-season or alongside some of the early F1 races, it's so cool because the racing, whilst I think the cars are still, they're quick, but they could be quicker, and that is coming. Next year they've got, they won't have to do the car changes mid-race, and there's a huge step forward next year, but those cars will keep banging through the developments. I just, it's super close, it's very competitive, and because we're on street tracks, there are mistakes, we'll make crashes, there are, you know, it's just, it is fun, it's a great thing to watch. So if you, like me, had written off this series, just check it out. I'm not saying you're going to love it, it's not the whole package yet. I think we're 85 or 90% where it could be. I'm sure Formula E would say we're 50% of where they want to eventually be, but I've been really impressed, I'm really loving it, and I'm so happy now that the sun is out. I am now making my way out onto the Formula E grid. Race time is... Very nearly got run over there, but... Race start is just over half an hour away. The various cars are going to be coming out onto the grid, and we're going to be on the grid to welcome some guests. Right, it's the middle of the race. Nelson's doing well, he's up in 4th, but he's a little bit far off the podium. I'm keeping all my fingers crossed he can make it into 3rd. I think it would be amazing. But I want to talk about something I touched on very briefly at the beginning of this video, which is my desire for another Jaguar. I don't think I ever hid the fact that the F-Type was a monumental car for me, and probably still is the favourite car I've ever owned. 360 is getting close. Being here with the Jag Racing guys, talking about sort of the engineering and mechanics behind Jaguar, it's got me thinking something I thought for a very long time, which is, why isn't there a sort of F-Type GT3 or an F-Type Superleggera, a hardcore, road-going, track-focused F-Type? I thought maybe I could swap the money that I was putting aside for the classic car project and instead swap it to an F-Type project. Find the cheapest V6 F-Type coupe I can, rip it apart and rebuild it as a kind of hardcore mental F-Type for the road. I've been getting far too carried away. We went for dinner last night and everyone was like, that's brilliant, that's the best idea ever. They just launched the F-Type SVR GT4, which is obviously a mad track-only race car, and they were like, just, yeah, do it. If you want to meet with anyone, if you need any help, let us know. And I was like, yeah, okay, great. Anyway, I need to get back because hopefully Nelson's going to be closing in on the podium. Fingers crossed we can get Jaguar Racing into 3rd. That'd be so cool. So the sun sun is now setting on the Marrakesh Ypres, which means I need to go and find my winter coat because it gets cold here really quick. But what an amazing day and what an eye-opening day. The race today was as good as any great Formula One or WEC race would be. We had a lead change with 6 laps to go, we had big crashes, we had pit stop madness, we had a safety car. It was all kicking off and I genuinely really enjoyed following the action. So something's being missed in the TV coverage or the communication of the Formula E series. So if, like me, you were a little bit sort of judgmental, I think give it a second chance, because with all of the investment, all of the manufacturers like Jaguar, all the drivers that keep coming to this series, they are going to push it forward, and there is no denying Formula E will be huge in the years to come. A lot of development still needed, but that is actually coming. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope I've been able to get across sort of my emotions and my feelings about the weekend. As I say, I've been here with Jaguar, so please go and check out all the stuff I've been doing with them. Give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe for plenty more videos to come.